If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles, taking you through a Saturday morning in sports. We've got some breaking Jazz, Salt Lake Stars news, mainly. Mike Scotto reporting that, and Ben Anderson confirming, Shane Fenske is taking over as GM of the Salt Lake Stars. He's been with the Utah Jazz front office for several years. He knows the organization. Former GM Katie Benzon, who was promoted last year, she is staying with the team. She's just changing positions. Initially, it was reported that she was going to be leaving the organization, but she's not. She is staying with the team, but Shane Fenske is going to take over as GM of the Stars.
There you go. You've been to a Stars game?
Not for a really long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to one too.
I should have went and saw when they had Isaiah Thomas.
Should have gone see Mo. I should have gone to see Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba.
Yeah, come on.
Oh man. Oh, you know what was sad? I saw a video of Bol tearing his Achilles yesterday.
Oh, that is sad. I forgot about Bol.
You know who hasn't forgot about Bol?
Who hasn't forgot about Bol?
Shaquille O'Neal, because he keeps comparing Victor Wembanyama to Bol. He says,
does he really?
Yeah, he's like, you have seen Victor Wembanyama before. His name's Bol.
It's a pretty good Shaq impression.
Not quite Shaq.
No, not the same player.
A little bit of a different
not the same
caliber
player.
of player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex, let's talk NBA playoffs. The New York Knicks have won games 1 and 2. Game 3 is today. Cleveland facing a 2-0 deficit. Of course, game 1 was the big story. They blew a 22-point lead in the final, 7 minutes of the game? And then you had Kenny Atkinson coming out and saying that James Harden is one of their best perimeter defenders, and that's why he didn't switch him out. People were doing stats. James Harden across that 22-point run, he was giving up 1.99 points per possession as the primary defender, which is essentially scoring on every single possession.
Yeah.
If a bucket's 2 points, So you've got some things that don't really add up. They contradict each other. And then they lose game 2 in just pathetic fashion.
Yeah, it was 93-73 with 7:29 left to go in that game 1.
In game 1.
Yeah. And then the Knicks came roaring all the way back, ended up taking it overtime. Now lead at 2-0, and it feels like this series is just about done and wrapped up. If the Cavaliers were going to have any chance, they needed to win game 1.
You don't think that going back to Cleveland is going to do anything for them?
Not really, no. Especially after the 109-93 win that we saw in game 2.
Okay. You think they're buried?
I think that might have been it for Cleveland. If they were going to have any chance, they needed to win game 1, and it's very clear now that you have to just go at James Harden to find some success. James Harden, we talked about it last week, Christian, about how lackluster he's been in this playoff series and how lackluster he's been for the Cleveland Cavaliers throughout the course of the.
We've talked about this for 3 Saturdays in a row.
Right,
now,
we see it, and Kenny Atkinson doesn't, and that's fine.
It's tough. I mean, it's easy to paint James Harden as the bad guy, and I'm by no means am I defending James Harden. But
Sounds like you are.
You look at game 2.
Sounds like you are.
You only score 93 points. There's a lot more wrong than just James Harden. I mean, you look at everybody. I mean, Donovan Mitchell shot 8 of 18, right?
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder, 2 of 5. Max Strus, 1 of 7. Sam Merrill, 1 of 7. 0 of 7 from 3 for Sam. Jordan Tyson, 0 of 3 from 3. 26% from 3 overall on the night from Cleveland in game 2. 39% from the field. Those are just terrible numbers. That's not going to get it done. They did only have 8 turnovers, and that's something James Harden has really struggled with throughout the playoffs. He had 0 turnovers in game 2, so credit to him, I guess, for cutting down on the turnovers. But New York, their thing is firepower and offensive scoring. And if you're going to hold them, quote unquote, hold them to 109 points, you better win that game. And for them to only score 93 points in game 2, that's the disappointing part for me. It was basically just an offensive no-show from Cleveland.
Absolutely.
And there's not going to be very many times when you hold New York under 109 points. And the times that you do, you need to win those games. So we'll see if they have any sort of fight, again, back in Cleveland today. We'll see if that does anything for them. We had a Cleveland radio host. His name's Nick Wilson. He was on with Jake and Ben earlier in the week, and they were kind of talking to him about, like, basically if making the conference finals saved this iteration of Cleveland. Like, if they would have lost Game 7 and exited in round 2 of the playoffs, if Cleveland would have made significant changes this offseason. And he basically hinted that, yeah, that was a very serious conversation. You make the trade for James Harden at the deadline. If you lose in the second round again, what do you do with Donovan Mitchell or Jared Allen or Evan Mobley? Like, clearly this team is very flawed. And I think it is funny, you know, you win Game 7 and move on to the next round. Does that really mean all your flaws go away?
No, and we're learning that pretty quickly through 2 games.
Exactly. They're showing up even more because you're playing a better team.
Right.
So it's even more glaring that this Cavaliers team, they need something different, and they clearly don't have what they need on this roster. The trade for James Harden, again, like I said, we've hammered it for the past 3 weeks. It was a terrible trade. It doesn't do anything for this team. It doesn't make you better on either side of the floor, right? It doesn't help Donovan Mitchell in the slightest. And not only that, but then you get multiple games like this in the playoffs where nobody shows up. Like, not a single player from Cleveland showed up in Game 2. Yeah. It's the only Game 2. Like, if you would have won Game 2 and tied up the series at 1-1, you were very much still alive. They were playing like that was a Game 4 and you're down 3-0, you know? They're mailing it in.
And, Donovan goes up for 26 points, but the rest of the team...
But again, on 8 of 18 shooting.
Right. So the shooting wasn't great. And the entire offense for the Cavaliers weren't great in Game 2. And it's unfortunate because, again, I was bullish on this Cavaliers team, and I thought that they probably should have been better and could have done better. But that trade for James Harden is showing that it probably wasn't the right move, and now you're going to make it to the conference finals, which is great. But really, what does that accomplish for you?
Yeah, nothing. It
for a team that had the aspirations of we're going to go win an NBA championship.
Yeah.
Right. It's different for, next season if the Jazz make the conference finals. That's great. That's awesome.
Right.
Absolutely. But this is a Cavaliers team who, in the preseason, were talked about as potentials to win the championship.
This is Donovan's first time ever making it to the conference finals, whether it was with the Jazz or with the Cavaliers. Does that mean he has become a better player simply because they moved on to the next round? No.
I wouldn't say so. No.
No, Donovan Mitchell's Donovan Mitchell, and he's a very good player, right? And he can do really great things on the basketball floor, but he's not perfect by any means. And in fact, he is severely flawed as a basketball player, and you need to have a perfect roster around him. And they have a very glaring weakness with James Harden next to Donovan Mitchell. And I really like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. I really, really do.
When you have two guards who necessarily aren't the greatest defending, and you're taking on a Jalen Brunson, and you're taking
that's putting it lightly.
That's being nice. Yeah, that's being nice. And again, we're learning that through the first two games, and I think even just having Jalen Brunson at the core of this Knicks team, it's proving that they are
Brunson's cool, man. I really
They're
like Jalen
leaps
Brunson.
above Cleveland.
I really, really like Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, that move, him getting out of Dallas was phenomenal for him. Now you got to be the guy. Now you got to be the leader. Now you got to be, the star of the franchise. He's turned around the Knicks.
He's living up to the expectation. Again, like if the Knicks make the finals, I don't know if I would take them. I wouldn't take them over San Antonio or OKC.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on.
I do think it's funny that, growing up, the Knicks were the butt of many jokes.
Yeah.
And
Carmelo was cool when he was there.
Yeah, and everybody was talking about how they're, a joke of an organization. There was even a Disney Pixar movie made where they go after the Knicks time and time again. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What is it called? Parker, do you remember what it's called? Oh, man. Soul!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they made a Pixar movie where in Seoul where they go after the Knicks for being in a very bad organization. And then after, Jalen Brunson gets traded to the Knicks and they make the right moves, they make the right changes, and now the Knicks are
They got rid of Julius Randle.
They got rid of Julius Randle, and now they're going to move on to an NBA championship.
The finals. They're not going to win the championship.
That's what I meant. Yes, that's what I meant.
Get it.
That's what
I get it.
To fight for an NBA championship.
You don't think I honestly think Cleveland's going to show some fight tonight. Playing back at home, I don't think that means they're going to win the game, but I think at least it's enough to wake them up.
I will say they've been good at home in the playoffs. Most of their wins, all their wins except one, have been at home.
Oh, really?
They only lost one game at home this playoff series.
This is game 6, right? Of the second round?
Yes.
Yeah. New York opened as 1.5-point favorites. They have since moved to 2.5-point favorites on this game. And I couldn't care less about betting. I just do think it's interesting to get a feel of how Vegas kind of thinks, the odds are going into this one. So ESPN's predictor, the matchup predictor, gives New York a 58% chance to win. I mean, if they win game 3, then they're going to sweep. There's no chance that Cleveland bounces back.
I do think it is a little bit wild how weak the Eastern Conference is.
Yeah.
It feels like for as good as the Knicks are playing, it still feels like there is still a little bit of a feeling, at least from my end. I don't know if you feel the same way, Christian, but it kind of feels like, hey, they're kind of lucking into a run to the final.
Dude, we talked about it last week. They got so lucky playing Philly instead of Boston.
They're good. Don't get me wrong. Like, they are a good team. They are a good and I'm having fun watching the Knicks, and I like Brunson and I like Towns at times. But it kind of does feel like they're walking into an NBA final.
And they're going to run into a buzzsaw whoever they play.
Right.
Oh, I want to see Cat try and guard Wemby so bad.
that would be a fun matchup.
So we will see Game 3 tonight between Cleveland and New York, 6 p.m. tip. What is this one on?
ABC.
It's on ABC?
ABC. It'll be on ABC tonight.
Oh.
No Prime Video.
Free.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tune in.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game.
You think ABC will spoil the final?
Like they did with the conference finals?
Like they did with the conference finals?
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them. We played that last week.
ABC
ran a promo of Cavaliers Knicks conference finals.
I told you, man. It was in the script.
Before Cleveland had beat Detroit.
It was in the script. It was ready to go. They had it locked and loaded. And
that is funny.
And sure enough,
that Cleveland won. Yeah, we'll see if Donovan bounces back. Honestly, I think they should trade him. I honestly think that might be their only way out, Cleveland. When they traded for James Harden, that's the commitment you're making. You are committing to him instead of Donovan Mitchell.
You're going rebuild for the Cavs?
Which is funny because you're rebuilding around a 30-whatever-year-old James Harden.
Ugh.
Again, that's why that move doesn't make any sense to begin with.
It was a really bad gamble, and we're seeing it pay off.
Because they can't trade him.
No. You're stuck. You're stuck with James Harden. You're stuck with James Harden, who's again now become, a little bit of a punching bag for the Cavaliers, and they're defensive inability.
Their only way out, so he has a player option this year. Their
Yeah.
only way out is if he declines his player option, which is, I think it's worth $40 million. So why would he do that?
Right.
Unless he just hates Cleveland.
Which is possible.
He's playing like it.
Which is possible. Kenny Atkinson painted himself into a corner though with his comments, and then doubling down and defending the defense of James Harden.
Terrible.
It's kind of insane. So I don't even know if Kenny Atkinson is the right guy for the Cavs anymore.
No, they should just sell the team and move it.
Whoa.
That's where I'm at.
Where'd you move it, Vegas?
Just move it anywhere but Cleveland. Clearly, it's not working.
I do think we'll.
Gotta clarify that I'm kidding because sometimes people don't.
I don't know. We'll see. I think no matter what, if they don't make it, there's going to be changes that need to happen for the Cavaliers if they want to extend this window.
I agree.
Yeah.
What window? Let's take a break. We got 5 minutes of coming up next. We've got some interesting RSL news we got to get to. Diego Luna in the news and Xavier Gozo both left off of Team USA. We'll hit that next. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single? Do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series. Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles, thank you for making us a part of your weekend, your Memorial weekend, your Saturday morning. We really appreciate everybody listening, especially to us, because why would you? But Alex, there was some controversial news yesterday in Salt Lake City. The Team USA roster for the World Cup was announced or leaked.
It leaked.
And guess who's not on there? Diego Luna or Xavier Gozo, RSL's own. We talked about it a little before the show. Gozo's understandable because he's still extremely young. He's still a teenager, right?
Right.
Diego Luna was like the face of Team USA last year, and he's not on the roster?
He's the face of all the marketing stuff that they're doing leading up to this World Cup too. There's a Fox Sports commercial to kind of pump up the World Cup and make sure everybody's tuning in, and he's front and center, scoring off a corner or on a corner kick with Christian Pulisic and all the other big stars, and so it is a little bit shocking in the sense that he has been made into one of the faces of the U.S. men's national team, and he's not now going to be included on the roster. There was a 55 provisional list, which every team does. Right, you get the 55 players who can potentially make the final roster, make the final cut, and both Luna and Diego were on it. That came out yesterday morning.
Okay,
so I think
it was looking good.
So it was looking good. I think a lot of people were a lot of Rouse Lake fans were excited. A lot of people who follow the U.S. men's national team and are looking forward to this roster dropping. We're feeling pretty good about Luna and Xavier Gozo's chances. Again, Gozo, it's understandable. He's young. He hasn't had a single cap with the senior roster. He's played plenty made plenty of youth appearances, but he hasn't had a cap with the first team roster. Diego Luna, I think, shocked everybody. It was reported yesterday that they had been informed that they are out of the World Cup roster, and this morning another leak has come out with the full roster, and again, Diego Luna and Xavier Gozo are not included on it.
That's crazy to me because, like you mentioned, that that provisional list comes out and everybody's excited. Yeah. Right. Well, and to me, it's like you wouldn't even be excited because, as you mentioned, with all of the marketing and the posters and the graphics that Diego Luna has been a part of the past calendar year, he was expected to be on the roster, and then it comes out and it's shocking that he's not. And I saw our guy Jake Hatch getting into a Twitter spat with some fans of. So tell me about this player that apparently made it over Luna, because I'm not super familiar with soccer.
So I think there's two on that list that are kind of sticking out. The one that sticks out the most, though, is Gio Reyna, who plays in Germany.
Right, and that's the dude that Hatch was arguing about.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best contributions to the U.S. men's national team. Let's be frank. Let's be fair. And he hasn't had the best season leading up to the World Cup. Diego Luna is one of Real Salt Lake's leading goal scorers. He's one of the leading assisters. He is one of the players that makes Real Salt Lake tick. And they're sitting in third place in MLS in the Western Conference, and they're having a pretty successful season to start off the year. Gio Reyna maybe gets 10-15 minutes off of the bench over there in Germany. Hasn't had very many goals. I think maybe has 2 assists, and hasn't had the best season leading up to the World Cup. So the question I was asking was, what has Gio Reyna done to deserve a spot? And it seems like, Mauricio Pochettino, the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, elects to go with Gio Reyna over Diego Luna, and Diego Luna left off the roster.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Or not. I don't know. But what's crazy to me, it's, play on the field, whatever. If there's a better player, then yeah, take him. But the crazy part is, why make it seem like he's a key part of this team, speaking of Diego Luna, only for him to not be
right. Why pump him up on all the posters? Why pump him up on all the marketing?
Right.
I mean, there was an RSL fan that I saw on social media the other day posting. He was down at Disney, and at the Disney store, they're selling Nike kits of the U.S. men's national team, and whose face is on there? Diego Luna.
Right.
So,
like all the graphics and stuff.
Right.
Like I remember when the last time that Team USA got out and played, right? And Diego Luna was playing and he broke his nose.
Mm-hmm.
And how big of a deal that was. And you see it all over social media. And it's just crazy that they made it seem like he's such a big part of this team going forward, and that they can't wait to have him be like one of their next young stars. And then they just don't. They just leave him on the roster.
The other one is Alejandro Zendejas, who plays in Mexico. He's also probably the one that I think a lot of people were on the fence about making him, and it seems with the way that the roster has come out fully, it seems like it was Zendejas who was picked over Diego Luna, which Zendejas has done some nice things in Mexico, but I think that's just kind of, I think at this point just says to me a little bit that Pochettino's valuing a little bit more experience away from MLS rather than taking the MLS players.
Sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Team USA performs in the World Cup, I guess. It's going to be a fun summer, though.
It is. The World Cup's always a great time of the year.
This could have been in technical files. We got another funny story I wanted to talk about real quick. We're gonna talk some EFL soccer. So Southampton was supposed to be playing in the championship today against Hull City. But it came out after their semifinals victory over Middlesbrough that Southampton had an intern that was spying on the Middlesbrough practices.
Yes.
And it's a true Spygate.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this news story. There's the practice field, and there's literally one tree right next to the practice field. And this intern was, like, hiding behind the tree, behind the one tree. It's not like there's a forest of trees to hide behind.
Nope, just the one.
He's hiding behind one tree.
With his phone.
Videotaping these Middlesbrough practices. And he got caught. He tried to run away, and he ran into the bathroom and changed his clothes and tried to get away, but they still caught him or whatever. Anyway, Middlesbrough was kicked out of the championship game. Southampton was kicked out. They were replaced by Middlesbrough, the team that they beat.
Yeah. Yep.
But it doesn't matter because Hull City won anyways. That was played today.
Hull City's moving
up to the Champions League.
The Premier League.
The Premier League, yeah. So I just thought that was a really funny story. You think that you think of cheating and you think of the Patriots, right? It's a thing in all sports, bro.
I mean, compared to the Patriots situation, it feels like the Patriots just got like a little slap on the wrist. These guys got expelled from even having a chance of making it to moving up.
Yeah.
The financial, whatever that financial backing looks like when you move up to the Premier League, it's massive.
Oh, yeah.
And so you miss out on that money, you miss out on that exposure, you miss out on moving back up again. And then on top of that, the latest reports are coming out that this might not be the only game that they've been spying on.
Oh, dude, if I were a team in this, I don't know who Southampton beat like in the first round of the tournament, but I totally make up. Oh, they were spying on us too.
Yeah,
like any team that Southampton beat throughout the season.
There are teams that have already kind of hinted that
exactly
they might pursue some sort of legal action to justify that. Hey, our result against Southampton might not have been the fairest.
Yeah, everybody should say no. They were spying on us too.
Yep.
So I thought that was funny. That's actually like a pretty big story, even though it's just the EFL, quote unquote, just the EFL. But
it is. It's massive. Again, because of the ripple effect that it's going to have across the championship. It's going to have a ripple effect across world soccer. And a couple years ago, the Canada national team was let go for very similar reasons.
Yes.
So
and that was the Olympics, right?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Cheating in the Olympics, which makes me think everybody does it.
Right. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
I guess.
Yeah.
Some more local news. Ace Bailey named to All-NBA rookie second team. Do you think he got snubbed there?
No, I think that's an upside spot.
First team, Cooper Flagg, Con Knipple, VJ Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, and Cedric Coward. Those first four, I think, are very understandable. Cedric Coward off the Grizzlies. I would personally put Ace Bailey over him, but Coward had a fine rookie season as well. And then Ace is on the second team with Maxine Reynaud, Colin Murray-Boyles, Derek Queen, and Jeremiah Fears. So not a bad group. I think it's important to remember that this ultimately does not matter.
Yeah, and that's why I say that I think it's fine, because ultimately it's great to be on the second all team, but
sure,
I'm more so looking for Ace Bailey and the developments and the sip that he takes in the future and in the coming seasons, rather than this guy missed out on a first team All NBA or first team All Rookie.
And Will Hardy said as much. I thought, if you remember, he was snubbed from the initial rookie team.
That's right.
At the All-Star break.
That's right.
Right. And Will Hardy said as much, like if that was a priority, then they would have done it. Like if they wanted Ace Bailey to be taking 20 shots a game throughout the first half of the season, they would have done it. If they cared about Ace Bailey making the all-rookie first team, they would have done it. The Jazz had other priorities this year, and one of those priorities was turning Ace Bailey into an all-around player. And frankly, I like what I saw from Ace over the last 2 months of the year. And they need him to be more than just, a scorer. Mm-hmm. They need him to maximize his potential, and that comes with being a true teammate, because not only is that a good thing as a player in general, but that's what Will Hardy's system calls for, right? Everybody needs to be able to be a playmaker and move the ball, but then you also need to maximize him as a defensive talent as well because of his size and his length. So all of these things, it's not just scoring that matters anymore in the NBA. Like if you truly want the Utah Jazz to be contenders as fast as they possibly can now that they're out of the rebuild, it's going to take more than, Ace Bailey scoring 25 points a game. It's going to take Ace Bailey being the best all-around basketball player he can be, along with Keontae George and Jared Jackson Jr. and Larry Markkinen and Walker Kessler. I think
just with the steps of the development that we've seen, that we saw Ace Bailey take this past season, even on a Jazz team that wasn't necessarily trying to win games and trying to be competitive and just looking for draft positioning, you still saw a lot of really great signs from Ace Bailey, and I do think that Ace Bailey is on a trajectory where we can have conversations about him being a potential, future All-Star, multiple All-Star, not just a one time and then you move on.
Yeah,
but
right.
Someone who can be in the mix for years to come, and that's really good for the Jazz. The Jazz need players like that in order to have a successful window as far as wanting to be competitive in the NBA.
And I'm so excited to watch him be a part of Will Hardy's system next year. You saw it a little bit with like the way that they utilized Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah,
it's like they want all 5 players to be able to do multiple things. And Will Hardy really wants to put an emphasis on team basketball. So I can't wait to see what that looks like when they are trying to win games.
I think because of the situation that the Jazz have been in the last couple of years with trying to rebuild, with trying to position themselves in with the youth development, right? We haven't really. I don't think we've unlocked the truest of what Will Hardy can do.
We really haven't seen it, no.
And we really haven't seen it. And I think that is one of the things, along with watching guys like Walker Kessler, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Larry Markkinen play on the same court together. That is one of the things that I am really looking forward to. Is what does Will Hardy look like when he is unlocked? What does Will Hardy look like when he has kind of the free reign to actually go out there and try to put a competitive roster together and try to put a competitive team together that is pushing for the playoffs.
We will see.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for it too. And, if Ace Bailey wants to use this as motivation, then let's do it. I was only all-rookie second
then
team.
it's all good.
I deserve to be first team.
Some players care about it. Some others...
Some players do.
Some players do.
But you know what? There's more to it.
Right. There's more to it, and I think ultimately the goal is the rings.
It is funny, though, that Cooper Flagg was first, right? Dylan Harper was second. VJ Edgecombe was third. Con Knipple was fourth. And then Cedric Coward, I don't remember where he was picked, but Ace Bailey was fifth, right? So it was the top 4 picks plus somebody else was that first team. It would have been funny if it was just the top 5 picks. Yeah. That doesn't happen a lot. Anyways, we'll see.
Coward came, 11th overall.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, it was 11th overall for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Let's take a break. Coming up next.
Sorry, for the Portland Trailblazers. The Trailblazers selected him.
Well, but it's that funky thing.
Then was traded. He was traded to the Grizzlies, yeah.
Okay. Let's take a break. Coming up next, we'll put a bow on things, hit the rest of the day's schedule. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good night's sleep.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
Wrapping up another edition of the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles, thank you for making us a part of your Saturday morning. Alex, real quick, Stanley Cup playoffs not going the way that anybody was expecting. Las Vegas won 3-1 last night over Colorado. They take a 2-0 lead over the Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals. Over in the East, the Canadiens gave the Hurricanes their first loss of the playoffs this year. Canadiens won 6-2. Game 2 of that series is tonight at 5. Could we see a Golden Knights Canadiens Stanley Cup Finals?
It's wild. I didn't think that up to this point we would be sitting at 2-0 Vegas. For them to be, not only are they up 2-0 in the series?
Yeah.
But last night they were down 1-0 heading into that third period, and then Vegas just comes back and scores a flurry of goals. They have 3 in the third period. They take that game 3-1, and the Vegas Golden Knights have seemed to unlock something with making the change to bring in Tortorella.
To heck with them draft picks, right?
I know.
Torts doesn't care if he loses a second-round pick.
They
haven't lost a game since they got.
They just need to win 2 more.
Yeah,
they just need to win 2 more, and they're in a Stanley Cup final, man. And I think that would probably make some Jazz. I don't know. Do you think Mammoth fans would feel better about?
Yes,
the Vegas Golden Knights going to the Stanley Cup final.
Okay, I see what you're asking. Do they feel better because,
or do they feel worse,
lost, or do they feel worse because they had multiple
53
chances
seconds
to win that
to go
series?
3-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally see what you're saying.
Right.
I don't think you should feel bad about that at all. I think it should make you feel better ultimately. Yeah, dude, the Mammoth had several opportunities to win that series. To be honest, I don't think the Mammoth would beat Colorado in a series.
Yeah.
And I'm still surprised. Even looking and seeing that Vegas is up 2-0, I still don't believe it.
It's crazy, and it's crazy they're up 2-0, but there is still a lot of hockey to be left to be played, right? It's 2-0,
and Colorado is a very good team,
right? That's a it's a good advantage, but now I think for Vegas it turns to closing out the series. You just need to win 2 more
before they win 4.
Should
be easy. Or
a lot easier said than done. Yes, 1,000%.
But this Colorado team is one of the best. They had one of the best regular seasons we've seen in the NHL in a very, very long time.
And then on the Eastern side, man, the Canadians have surprised me. I didn't think they would be in this conversation.
I have not watched a lot of Canadians, but knowing that Carolina swept their first 2 rounds and to see them drop game 1, I'd honestly be pretty surprised if Carolina loses that series.
I would be too, and I think we'll learn a lot more from Game 2 tonight.
I think that was more of a fluky thing.
The way that I kind of see it right now is that the Canadians ended up taking both of their series to Game 7.
Yeah, so they're exhausted.
Carolina has had extended rest
because they swept both series,
right? And so that goes back to the old adage of, in the playoffs, does rest matter more, or does making sure that you're consistently in the mix matter more? And I think again we'll find out tonight.
I bet Montreal's going to run out of gas eventually. Yeah, 2 7-game series is exhausting.
Right.
Far more exhausting.
And who knows? What if they go to 7 this series again?
I doubt
3 7-game series.
Carolina's going to win.
That'd be crazy.
So that is something to keep an eye on. The Stanley Cup Final is one of the best sporting events every single year. So no matter who's going to be playing this year, that's going to be a lot of fun. Real quick, the schedule on the rest of the day. For the station, we've got Real Salt Lake with an early afternoon game today. They're going to be playing at Minnesota. First kick is at 2:30. The RSL pre-match show coming up at 1:30. That's going to be on both signals. Coming up at 4:30, we're going to have the Royals taking on Denver. 4:30 pregame, and then 5 o'clock first kick. And then the Salt Lake Bees are going to be taking on Tacoma. That's your nightcap on the station. That's going to be 6:35 first pitch.
Final game for RSL before they go on to an extended break.
That's pretty crazy.
World Cup's right around the corner.
And you were telling me that they have how long?
They don't play again until late July. I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but they are off until late July, which the World Cup goes until about mid-July. So Real Salt Lake...
2 months off.
Yes, Real Salt Lake will play...
July 22nd.
Yes, there you go.
And today's May 23rd. So almost exactly 2 months off.
There you go.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, and it feels like it's going to be a brand new, completely different season. And so I think
it is weird when that happens.
Yeah, to have that much of a break.
Yeah,
it does feel like heading into that July game, it's going to feel like a different season. So if RSL can go on the road, who haven't been that great of a road team, and get some points in Minnesota, and head into the World Cup break sitting in 3rd, 4th place in the Western Conference as they are right now, then I think that you're in a really good spot for that second half of the season.
Yeah, I was talking to some people earlier this week. Like, RSL's been pretty good this year.
Yeah.
And it's been a bit of a surprise after all the turmoil that they've had and roster turnover that they've had over the last season or two. RSL's in a pretty good spot. Yeah. And a lot of that has to do with Coach Pablo Mastroeni. And I know a lot of people wanted him out a couple of years ago, but I think they're pretty glad that they held on to him.
Yeah, that formation change has really worked out for them.
Yeah.
They ended up, moving a lot of things. They built a new roster with a different way to approach the game, and so far it's worked out really, really well for them. Defensively, it could still probably be better, but again, they're in 3rd place in the Western Conference, so you're in a really good spot heading into the World Cup break.
All right. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Have a fun and safe Memorial weekend, no matter what you're doing. Go out there and have fun, though. Enjoy your extra day off. Thanks for listening to the Saturday Show. We'll catch you next week. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do-or-die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.